What's going on? Universal Battle Zone. I'm Jones, and we're here with Tommy B and Dabs Napsian. And we're going to be talking about the Lyrical Warfare 2021 event, starting with the promo battle, Cardiac versus Redout. What did you guys think of this battle?
I'll go first. I thought it was a great fucking look for the league. I really like for you guys to have like your first battle. That was like what you want, man. That set the pace. That's a great start for you guys. I love both MCs. They both came with A1 performance, in my opinion. I didn't even hear any stumbles. Both of them were confident in their material. They both knew their material. I think it's 2-1 either way, in my personal opinion. You had Redout that had a lot of aggression, a lot of punches. He came the second round. I really thought he had a really dope fucking UFC scheme, the Ben Askren shit. That was fucking dope. The third round is the debatable round. I really liked Cardiac's the stretch marks on the stomach like a bear claw. That was fucking dope. First round I had Cardiac arrest. Second round I had Red, and then third is debatable to me.
Right. So what about you, Dabs? What did you think?
You know, I agree with a lot of what Tommy said. I felt like Redout was kind of maybe holding back just a little bit. I think he could have went deeper, could have went a little harder. I felt like he was maybe trying to spare the other guy's feelings a little bit by not going full beast. And as we know, you boys know, we're all battlers here. When you want that bag, when you want that W, you have to go out. You have to go out. Because if you don't go out, you don't show out, you don't get the W. I also agree that it could have went either way. I mean, Redout's second round, again, ridiculous. Like, I was like, yeah, okay, that's that shit right there. Great look. But that last one, I don't know. That's where I get, like, tossed up, just like Tommy. It's like, all right, it could go either way, but that last round was so close. It's almost too close to call.
Right. And no, I can appreciate what both of you guys are saying. After watching it thoroughly over again and being right there, I can say that I was pretty impressed with Cardiac, with, involving the host in a scheme and his performance. Absolutely. I mean, the guy is clearly a showman. He was clearly bringing it when he brought it into battle, and it showed throughout. I would say round one, I had Redout. Round two was leaning more towards Cardiac when he came in a little bit more aggressively in round two. And then with round three, for me, and this is not based on anything personal, it's when he said Redout's back, that's what I was waiting for, was the aggression, the close. I was waiting for the close at the end of it, and I believe that he kind of brought that aggression back at the end of the battle. So I can appreciate what you guys are both saying, and absolutely, it was a very, very hard decision in any case, regardless, because both of these guys brought their A game when they came into this battle. So as far as the first, let's go with Skoog C versus RD Allen. So as far as we had that battle, we'll start with Tommy B. What did you see happen in that battle?
So RD had two battles, correct? In this card. So I really saw a lot of RD. Like the first battle was the battle with the long word. It was like a bunch
letters.
of letters
Yeah,
together.
just letters.
And I like this with the Skoog C battle. I felt he came out a little bit more battle oriented on this one. I think maybe when he wrote this one, he really started to figure out what he was doing. The first battle, I think he kind of had that like mixtape feel, that flow. It was kind of like a mixtape flow to him. I personally had RD on this one, but to me, this is the closest battle out of all the battles that I watched. I thought this one was very close. With RD, I liked his energy, along with his first battle. The other battle, he had a really good energy. The call you Caitlyn, and then throughout the round, he kept calling him Caitlyn. I thought that was dope. That was a good line. The little worm doesn't catch the fish. Don't catch that many fish. I thought that was a fucking dope line. And I said this before we started recording. He reminds me a lot of Dad below me. He has that showmanship. He has that charisma. He thinks outside of the box when he's writing. It reminds me a lot of him, and that's a good thing because this man can spit below me here. Going to Skoog C. I really like the You look like Jesus wearing a toupee. I thought that was clever. I thought that was funny. Your flow's garbage. You look retarded. He went into a little bit of a multi-syllabic rhyme scheme there. What else did I got here? The Trailer Park Boys, the way she goes. I'm a Trailer Park Boys fan. I thought that was fucking dope. He had a little bit of an awkward closer. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, my advice to him would be like, you know, try to come up with something that kind of ends with a bang. Don't just, you know, end your round, and have a little bit more aggression. But I clearly have RD in this, but it is like, it's not like a body. Like, it's like, it could have went either way if he had a little bit more to his voice and a little bit more aggression. And again, you know, the closer kind of messed it up for him to me personally. So.
No, absolutely.
Whatever
I can appreciate that for sure. 100%. Was that it?
That's it. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know if you were done. So
yes.
what about you?
RD over Skoog C.
Okay, perfect. And Dabs, what did you think?
All right, so I had to listen to this one twice because, like he said, I started like, you know, he started coming in with like little things, I felt like maybe at the beginning of the round, like Tommy said, he started coming into his own with his battle thing, and then all of a sudden he just switched gears and then started hitting a different tempo and a different flow, and then he went into the that scheme that Tommy was talking about. I wrote it down here and I lost it. Right, you look retarded, the flow retarded wordplay that was in there. I believe that was from the other guy. Shit, my notes are all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna start over. As far as RD, fantastic flow, fantastic transitions. I felt like he could have maybe been a little bit more aggressive. It is his second battle of the night, his first time really battling. I felt like he didn't really attack as much as I would have liked to see. I did like the Caitlyn thing. I like how he went with that for the whole rest of the way. But as far as is his name Skoog? Is that it?
Skoog C.
Okay. Well, I feel like he had bar of the night. He had like that whole multi scheme with the you look retarded, flow retarded. He was slow at the beginning. But then he started picking up scheme. You think you're good, but I'm not really that impressed. That whole fucking thing that he did in there, that was really good. I felt like you look like you don't change your clothes was another one where I was like, oh, like he's going, okay, he looks homeless. He's putting together this whole picture of you look like Jesus. You look like you don't wash your clothes. You look like you're retarded. You look like you don't know what you're doing. He did slip up at the end. The ending was not the greatest. So my advice is get a catchphrase. A lot of famous battle rappers have a catchphrase at the end. For instance, back in my day, when I did it, it was hoorah. And that was it. Didn't even matter what the scheme was. That was it. And that did it. Didn't matter what it was. So maybe he needs to go back to the drawing board and just find an ending and pin that ending on every battle he does and make it his thing. Right. But I got it. Skoog C in that one.
Skoog C. Okay, thank you very much. Honestly, for both of what both of you guys are saying, I could take pieces of both of what you're saying and put it into kind of my viewpoints on them. Because Skoog C, he brought it and he had swag when he was doing it. He had swag. He had that kind of attitude that you expect from somebody who's bringing it heavy in a battle. And then, but the audio kind of killed him a little bit for me but that's not really his fault, I would say, you know what I mean? Like it was just a technical issue. But I mean, aside from that, the guy had swag and he built up a couple rhyme schemes in there too that were really kind of hitting for me. As far as RD Allen, I mean, his showmanship, it's just, as soon as he comes in and it's time, and you know, it's just, you know, the way I may not even be referencing the same battle because he did too, but I'm saying his showmanship really came out of him in both of the battles that he did, especially in this one. And he looked well prepared. The schemes were well prepared, the way the references he was making. And it's just, for me, I would like to think that, you know, both of these guys brought an A game again in this battle. It did lean a little more towards RD Allen for me, but the both of them, they came with different elements, both of them, that stood out for me as well. So I can appreciate what you guys are saying on that point. As far as A.S.H.E.B.I.M, that's one I wanted to talk about. It really stuck up to me because the other guy didn't show up. So what did you guys think? Because I know it was just his piece that we watched, right? So what did you guys think, starting with Tom?
With a guy with a lisp, he carries it very well, and he's very comfortable with it. Now, a lot of guys, when they battle with a lisp, it's noticeable, and to them, it's kind of fucks with their confidence. But this kid, he feels it, and he really goes with it, right? And I think it makes him unique. I love the bullying bars. He comes right out of the gate. He's talking about his lisp, like he puts it right there in center. Like I've been bullied my whole life. This battle, I've battled my whole life. Like, that's dope. Thought that was dope. The one thing I will say, when he has that kind of nice flow to him where he like respects his opponent. I mean, me personally, I don't like when rappers do that, because it's like, fuck you, we're in a battle. That's me just personally how I battle. But like he just needs a little bit more aggression, just kind of like more feel to it. I like his flow though, like his cadence. He has that battle rap cadence to it. Like, it doesn't sound like he's rapping on a track. Like, he'll like spit a couple lines, have kind of a small little pause, and then spit a couple lines, have a couple, like, that's how you're supposed to battle rap right there. Because what that does, it makes you transition to a stage a lot better. Because when you spit like that and someone reacts, then you have that pause, and you're used to doing that, so it's not going to throw you off as much if you're just going in spitting bar after bar after bar, and then someone fucks with you, they'll fuck you up. So I really think that that's going to work in his benefit if he keeps doing this. He's got a battle versus Monica D Matrix coming up. I think that's going to be a really good battle for both of them still kind of new to the rap game, or battle rap game, and I feel like they're going to play off each other pretty well. I think he definitely has confidence, and he definitely has the ability to be really good. So salute to him, and I thought he was for a guy that's just starting to battle, I think that was solid.
Absolutely, and I actually agree with that as well. What about you, Daz? What did you think?
As a person who also has a speech impediment that I've learned to hide over the years, I myself know how hard it is to be in that position. I've been called out on it in battle, in videos, songs that I've done. I know how hard that is, and for a kid to come in and carry himself and put that on the forefront and say, look, I know I have this, and I'm embracing that is the sign of something special. Somebody who, how do you hurt a man who embraces his true selflessness? You know what I'm like? A person who says, this is my weakness. This is the only weakness that you're gonna see, that I'm gonna let you see. Pick on that, go ahead, because then everybody's gonna say the same thing, and that's how you rack up the wins. However, again, I have to agree with Tommy. I, again, have been through this many times in battle rap where I didn't go as hard as I could have, or I complimented the other guy, or I was too nice, right? Like, too much respect can get you the L. So for future reference, again, if you are going into battle, go into battle, fight like it's your last fight. You gotta go in there, and to get that win, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. At the end of the day, we're all gonna shake hands, we're all gonna smoke a blunt and have a beer after. We don't take it as hard as everybody thinks we do. In the moment, maybe, but he'll get over it. So in the future, just more aggression, but definitely gonna be something special.
No, absolutely. And I can agree, again, with both of what you guys said. I think he's had a lot of improvement. I know that this is, kind of new for both of you, just to see, like, we've seen the history way before, we started collaborating and stuff on these events. And I got to tell you that, A.S.H.E.B.I.M, I'm going to, reference his name as he wishes, but he's been doing so good as far as his improvement goes. And you can tell that the kid did his homework. You can tell that this guy did his homework with the pauses and stuff, like you were mentioning, because that wasn't coming in before. Again, we were doing ciphers on wax, but still he was bringing it, and he showed that. So I can see the improvement too. I absolutely, it kind of pains me a little bit that his opponent didn't show up, because I wanted to see what he would do in an environment like that. I understand that it's two different pieces, but I wanted to see how it played out, in contrast to his opponent. But I'm sure we're going to see more from him. Great job, by the way, for Seth, A.S.H.E.B.I.M, my bad, and I know that we're going to see good things from you as well in the future. Now, last but not least, and this is going to be the fun part, we have an on wax battle between Black Zod and MoFlows. And we're gonna start with Tommy B. What did you think in that battle?
If anyone knows my track record with Black Zod, we've had some clashes. But you know, me being a judge and me like, you know, he's back in bars now, so you know, we kind of squashed that shit. So it's actually good to see him back and to see kind of like another side of him. To me, I don't think this round, to me, it was not direct. A lot of those bars he was spitting, it looks like he was just bars that he wrote down. He just, I don't think he said MoFlows one time in that battle. Maybe in his intro. There are some words that he did, you know, the flow was good. Like, he had a really good swag to him. He had a really good flow. He was on beat, which is very important with an on wax battle. If you're battling on wax and you're off beat, you're gonna lose. Right. So he definitely had good flow on that. He did you know, have a couple stumbles. He did say some words a little bit different. He messed up on a couple words, but I'm just being nitpicky. The whole UFC thing, he said USC. I thought that was kind of funny. I was just kind of laughing at that, just a little stab at him. Like I said, it feels like a mixed tape verse, not very direct. The wrestling scheme was kind of cool. He did try a little bit of a wrestling scheme there, which was all right, which is kind of hard to do, especially when you're battling on beat. Like, you can't start scheme. It's hard to scheme and to make it sound good sometimes. Weird closer. Another weird closer to me. I don't think he ended it off with a bang. The opener, I felt he came out swinging a little bit better than he did with the closer. Kind of lost momentum down the stretch. So moving on to MoFlows. MoFlows always has decent flow. Like, that kid can just rap to any beat and make it sound good. You know, he has very good confidence. The punches are not always there. I don't think they're very hefty punches, and that is because he freestyles. So like, he doesn't really have like the craziest fucking like, you're not gonna hear something that's like, what the fuck did he say? Like, you're gonna hear just shit that's actually, you know, like dope. It sounds good. And I think he when he does that to an on wax battle, I feel he has to just bring the pen, bro. Let's hear what you have to say with the pen, bro. Honestly. What else did he say? Here's the pieces, throw him the pieces like Gandhi. I thought that was dope. Again, I think he had to be a little bit more direct to Black Zod. Both of them kind of just rapped. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I would say to both of them. If I had to pick, MoFlow's round was also really, really short. Like, the material that he had, yeah, I don't think it was enough to beat Black Zod. So I got Black Zod in that just because of the material. If he brought more material and kept bringing the material that he had already going, he could have beat Black Zod. But to me, I have Black Zod.
Okay, no, fair enough. And what about you, Dabs? What did you think?
All right, well, mine basically is almost identical to Tommy's. I felt Zod came with that heavy flow. He's always on beat normally when he raps. But about 20 seconds into it, I feel like he hit his first roadblock, and then the words stopped making sense a little bit, and like, he was kind of, I don't know, it was stretching a word to try to maintain a certain amount of time, or if he was just trying to bend the word to fit the rhyme scheme, which some people do. But he also had no references, no real metaphors that actually made sense, that hit or landed. He mispronounced a lot of the UFC scheme, actually. Some of the names were also mispronounced. You know, the beat that was chosen, I'll give it this much. Dope beat. Love the beat in that one. Can't really say he had any quotables. He did bring the aggression, though. And you got to say, his timing in some spots was actually not too bad. You can see improvement from, because, you know, he's dropped songs about me, and I can see improvement just through that progression of having to go against me in song versus song. So MoFlows was okay, but I feel like he didn't really go at Zod. Like, he said one or two things about Zod, but it wasn't super duper direct. He dropped a lot of stuff to do with premix music and, you know, Universal Battle Zone, which isn't a bad thing. You know, rep where you're at. But in something like this, he should have had more behind that, after that, to you know, make it a battle. Are you promoting a brand, or are you battling? right?
Right.
Because you can't really do both. So in this one, I gotta say it's gotta go to Zod.
Okay. No, okay, so that's two. And honestly, guys, I do have to say that, you know, I was impressed on both sides. What pains me the most about watching this one was I was actually a really big fan of what MoFlows was pulling out, not because he was mentioning pre-mixed music in the battle zone, but just because his schemes were starting to build up in such a way where it was kind of like it was hitting really, really heavy for me. And then I saw that the content was so low, you know, that it was like you wanted more. Like you heard that and you were like, I want to see what he's doing with this. I want to see where it goes with it. And then it cut off. As far as Black Zod goes, same, like he was bringing it. He had stage presence. If you noticed in his part, he was moving around quite a bit when he was doing it, and then he was bringing some punches in there too, but they were a little bit hard for me to understand. And this isn't, you know, specific to him. This was just maybe just the way it was presented, that some of those punchlines were like a little bit hard to follow along with. Whereas MoFlows had the scheme direct and then right to the point. This is me off the top. The Gandhi line, I caught that too, just like Tommy B said. As far as the two of them go, I would have to say, again, you know, same as you guys, I would have to go with Black Zod just because of the level of content, the stage presence, and the things that he incorporated in it. MoFlows, but I'm a fan, buddy. I honestly am a fan of MoFlows. If he had brought some more to the table, he could have easily taken the W on that. He could have easily taken the W if he had brought more to the table, because clearly he had something going on. We just didn't get the chance to see all. So thank you guys, honestly, you know, for taking your time to judge these guys, to give them the feedback that they need. One last thing I wanted to add in before we kind of close this out is was it Vlmxst? I don't want to try and pronounce it, but VXLM, VXTM or something like VXLM. I don't know.
VLMXT, VLMXST.
Okay, so VLMXST, just for the record, to get it proper, I did want to say as a little bit of feedback for him, because I know he's trying, I know he's putting submissions in, and I see him active, is just maybe being a little bit louder, because when I watched your material, and this is in previous materials too, it's just probably because he's a guy with a bit of a lower voice, so that maybe just bringing that out a little bit more when you're performing, and then giving it that extra push, and you can easily compete with all of the people that you're up against. It's all it is sometimes just a few tweaks, and then you tweak your material and you bring it, and then of course you have an even chance as anybody else. So I wanted to be able to give him some positive feedback. Do you boys have anything to say to him before we close this up?
Actually, there's a bar that I had to say that was very, very suspect, and I had to replayed it like 4 times. I'm like, did he really just say that? I'm gonna say the bar too, quote unquote. If I put my dick in your mouth, it'll look like Sasquatch. I'm like, okay, so maybe not. I don't know. Me personally, I don't know where you're going with that. But like, I think I agree with you with the whole. I agree. Like, pause. Like, straight up. But like, you know, I agree with you with the presence of, like, you know, get your voice. You know, expand your voice a little bit more. Get up. A lot of these guys that were sitting down, stand up and perform. You know, have some hand movements, some hand gestures. It's not just standing there spitting. You know what I mean? Like, it's right. much more than that. I really feel that you know, I like the reggae. He kind of has like a reggae swag to him. You know, kind of like almost like he almost sounds like he has like a little bit of Jamaican.
Yeah, something. Yeah, he's got like a little like almost like a presence like that, you know?
Yeah. I would take away some of the filler, try to make more of your bars direct. I mean, obviously that comes without saying. And again, another one of those guys like mixtape verses. Like, don't just put rhymes out there just to start rhyming. Like, make it about, if I'm battling dab, I'm talking about dab. These bars are for dab. These bars ain't for like your mixtape. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I would say to pretty much not everyone besides Seth was really good at that. The Skoog kid and RD, but you know, everyone else, like, just, you know, stop with the mixtape bars. Make sure you're writing towards someone, because that just shows you have a lazy pen, in my opinion.
Right.
But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
And yeah, I was gonna say something. I didn't really understand where he was going with that when I caught that little section. So I was like trying to just, be conservative there. But
You can't let that fly though. You can't let that fly. When you say something like that,
it was pretty direct. I do agree. However, so performance of the night. Who do you got, Tommy? Who do you got?
Performance of the night gotta go to RD. I mean, in my opinion, it's just the cadence and his flow. I felt that he had more charisma than anyone on the card. Like he really, every bar that he spit, it was really like he meant it. It wasn't half-assed. It wasn't mumbled. It wasn't something that was just put together. Like you could tell, and the way he wrote, he was direct the whole time. So to me, performance goes to RD.
And Dabs?
Yo, I gotta say, I am a big fan of this guy. I'm a big fan. I see big things in this guy's future. We have a lot of things in common. We both like beards. We both fast rap. We both transition. I like his style. I have to agree with Tommy. And the fact, guys, he battled twice in one night on his first day ever battle rap.
Salute.
Yeah. That alone should get him,
That alone needs to get him all the awards. Just give him the whole thing.
Battle of night, it's gonna be him and Skoog, in my opinion. I felt that was the closest battle on the card.
Right.
I totally agree.
So you're saying the same with you, Dabs?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got to be honest with you guys. I'm the exact same. I gotta say, RD Allen, if you're gonna be watching this, man, you absolutely crush it out there. You have potential. For a guy that just picks this stuff up and just takes it like that, you can tell that you're a natural and you have that performance skill. The more you keep doing it, the better you're gonna get. And we're seeing that. We're noticing what you're doing. You already got new battles lined up, all because of your one performance that you put in. It just opened up a bunch of doors for you. So I hope you other guys are watching this, because that's what can happen. If you put your all into it, you're going to get more opportunities and more people are going to want to book you on the card. So congratulations to RD Allen for that. Battle of the night, congratulations to Skoog C and RD Allen. You guys, you brought what we wanted to see to the table. It's unfortunate that you were experiencing a little, sound issues there with Skoog C, but you still brought it with the bars and you still brought it with that swag. So we can appreciate that as well. So thank you to Tommy B for coming out from Bars Rap Battle League. We got Dabs Napsian here, very talented graphic artist and battler as well, very experienced. And then of course you got your one and only Jones here with the Universal Battle Zone. So thanks guys for coming out. This is Lyrical Warfare 2021. We're looking forward to UBZ versus Bars, which is also coming up next. So you guys better stay tuned, man, because we're bringing you some heat. So thanks for watching, and everybody, you have a great night.
Deuces.